Number two, it should be pointed out to the fact that when it was opened up to the community and the people in the Fourth Ward, if anybody was interested in filling this position, Mr. Dallenbach was the only one that made any request to that degree. He also has taken out papers, got his signatures and stuff, and is ready to be on the ballot to run for this office. He is here. I don't know whether it might be a nice idea to have him be introduced, and so you can see who it is you're talking about, and maybe allow him to have some comments. As far as a conflict of interest and stuff, those kind of things are going to happen to each and every one of us for what things we volunteer in, our businesses we work for, our own, and that's going to always happen. To just eliminate him for that reason is not a good enough reason, and I just don't see any really good reason to eliminate him and not allow him to take this position, since he's running for it in November anyhow.
One thing I would say, though, too, is that it's very difficult to get people to serve on the city council if you have a business in the community, and so a number of good people are eliminated because somebody won't go buy from them because they took a stand. Now, one of the things that I feel fortunate on is I'm still working, but I'm not necessarily, nobody comes up and doesn't buy a 700-pound block of cheese because I voted this way or that way. I mean, this is an individual that also, because of their employment, is not going to feel the pressure from, voting conscience, as opposed to, well, am I going to lose a car sale, or somebody not going to come in here because I said this? I mean, you can look at that side of it too. And I have a friend that ran a car dealership, and he had an individual that wouldn't buy a car from him, came in and bought a car the day after he left because that guy thought he'd said something at a school board meeting, and he didn't even say it. So, here's an opportunity to have somebody who's not going to be afraid to do something either.
Also, in consideration of Danny's comment about sharing information, I think he has been trained in his job and in all aspects of knowing what confidentiality is and the fact that you don't share certain information. So I think it's almost a downput to him to think that because he works for the county, that he's going to be telling county things or people things from the city, that he shouldn't be saying. I think he's a much more intelligent and trained and interested person in this community. When he moved to this town, he kind of hit the road running and has volunteered in a lot of different areas and has a lot of interest in politics and things to that degree, and knows what his limits are, what he can and cannot do, and will respect those ideas. So that's why I respect him for stepping forward and volunteering to do this or requesting to do this, and the fact that he's on the ballot for November both.
Okay. I think we all received the letter of intent. I mean, I did. It was well written. Dustin, would you like to come up and introduce yourself?
Originally from Arlington, from a small town, but I've lived all over the place. I do work for the Sheriff's Department. I've been there 2.5 years now. I love what I do, and I moved to this community because it was something that I have 2 daughters and my wife, and we looked for a place to settle and to grow. We were looking at a bunch of places in Independence, a lot of everything you guys have done so far. We wanted to be a part of it so we can continue to keep helping out this community as much as we can. I've explained a lot of that in the letter that I sent all you guys. I don't know if there are any questions or anything you guys had for me about anything. I'd be happy to answer anything you had.
Why do you want to be on the city council?
Because I want to do as much as I can for the city. I grew up in Arlington. I did a lot with the city there. I worked with the mayor, which is Brian Shannon, who's the senator now in this area. I love being a part of my community. If I get the opportunity to be on the city council, I'll do as much as I can for the community.
What got you interested? Have you been wronged by anything?
No, never.
Good.
I love this.
Good. Well, sometimes people run for city council because of a complaint they've carried, for years. I wouldn't think that'd be in your case, but
we've only lived here roughly about 2 years, a little over 2 years now. we actually looked at Jessup, Independence, and Winthrop, a place to settle once I got the job here. Independence had the best for our family. My kids, I wanna make sure that they grow up right, make sure they have a good community.
How long have you lived here?
A little over 2 years now.
How many?
A little over 2 years.
You're the kind of resource we need more of. Guys your age, how old are you?
30.
30, my God. That's great.
So, that's
We
why
need younger people to look. I'm 76 years old, sharp as a noodle.
as soon as I got here, I know Mike McGill and Will stopped by our house with this package to welcome us to the community.
Mhm.
I have a 4th of July committee, and we bought our house right next to Teachers Park because we knew what was going on in Teachers Park, that we could be a part of the
Yeah.
area down there.
And don't feel badly about all this gabbing that we're doing.
Nope,
You see, I've been on the council 12 years, and I've seen about everything come up. You know, between conflicts of the county and the city, the police, we've had them all, every town does. And being a policeman in the county, that puts you up for, you know, as an object of interest. And I'm sure you'll be just fine.
I figured as soon as because of my position as my job, I figured I'd have some back and forth about it.
I'm sure you'll be just fine, but I do have those concerns, regardless of who it was.
I mean, if it ever came up to a point where I had something like that where it was between the two, you're right, I wouldn't vote on it, it'd be up to the city. I mean, I do represent, as my job, the county, but I do live in the city. I mean, the city is where my family is, so.
Right, but it's a county seat and we have a lot to do with them,
Yes, you do.
a lot of business. But as long as you got Connie on your corner, I think you're gonna be all right. I
Connie?
wish she was in mine, she's a good gabber.
What did you call me?
You don't talk loud enough.
No, what did you call me?
I don't,
Sound like you said Connie.
what?
I wanted to introduce myself. I'm actually Bonita or Bonnie, not Connie.
No, I just said Bonnie.
No, I thought you said Connie. I'm sorry.
No, Bonnie. Bonita.
Thank
We've
you.
had quite a bit of conversation with the police department. I'm sure you probably have formed your opinions on the police officers and certain people sitting around here, and do you think you can be open-minded when it comes to dealing with that?
Absolutely. I am open-minded on everything. I take everything in, I take both sides of the situation, listen to everything, and then make a decision on that. I feel within my job, I mean, it's not who you are. I mean, it doesn't matter. I treat everybody fairly. If you're speeding, it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, you're still gonna get the same treatment from me as I would for anybody else.
Whoa, I might change my vote.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I treat everybody equally, and so, I mean, it's fair. So,
Randy's never made you mad, has he?
I don't.
Not yet.
Okay, thank you, Dustin, very much.
you.
Thank you.
What'd you come up with your vote?
3-3.
3-3?
3 nays, 3 ayes.
Well, motion doesn't carry then. Um,
It's no, non-issue, right?
Is there?
Six.
Is everybody satisfied with their vote at this time?
I am.
Any other?
If someone I'm not saying, suggesting you can, but if someone wanted to reconsider their vote, they could, but they have to be the one of the people who
Said no.
said no.
Correct.
And what is the alternative if we don't
Then
vote
that-
this young man
Then
in?
there'd be no action taken in it, and it would just, we have to make an attempt, and we did, and then it would go to ballot, the election.
Say it
Otherwise-
again.
He's still gonna be on the ballot, isn't he?
Well, right, but it goes to the election.
But
Right.
the-
I mean,
but-
okay,
The vacancy doesn't get filled,
Filled.
it goes, the election will determine the fourth ward election.
There's
So-
only one person on the ballot, isn't there?
So
We
the
just
f-
don't fill a seat until the election is held, huh?
Like I say, the fourth ward would not be represented by a city council person between now and November 5th if we don't take
It's
action on
Only
this.
2 meetings, isn't it, Benita?
I think it's
Well-
just a tragedy if you've got somebody, young, talented individual that is willing to volunteer. I mean, you go out, you beg people to run, and they won't, and we're taking somebody here that has shown an interest, is involved in the community, has a vested interest with young children in the community, kind of person we want to move to this community, and we're saying, no, you can't be on the city council.
I'm just saying there's potential for conflict with working for the county and working in the city. We rent our safety center from the county, you know, and we negotiate the rate that we pay, and that's coming up again. And so that's the kind of thing that, you know, they'll work on you from both sides.
But he has nothing to do with that. I mean, he doesn't have any decision. Randy, do you have some problems with the fact of him working for the county and representing anybody on our council?
You're asking my opinion? No, absolutely not. Justin's a fine deputy sheriff. I'm a relatively new member of the community. I've always had good communication and good rapport with Dustin without any problem whatsoever. And as far as any negotiating between, I guess, the city, he's got one, he would have one vote, out of everybody. So, I mean, the only thing I say, my opinion is Dustin's a fine deputy sheriff. He's a loyal employee for the county. I'm sure he would make a fine member of the city council as well. It's just my opinion.
So, Mayor,
Yes,
if we leave the vote the way it is, he still can run,
of course, on the
Okay.
election,
November.
of course.
and if he's the only candidate, he'll be elected.
And he'll take a seat that following.
In November.
So he would just be off two
2 meetings.
council meetings. He'd be here in November.
Yeah, that's why I asked you about the alternative.
Yeah, I understand.
We just continue like we are.
All right, well, I'm gonna move on here. If nobody adds, I didn't hear any.
I suppose I would change my vote.
You
So
changed
you're
your
making a motion to appoint Dustin Dallenbach to Fourth Ward Council seat vacancy.
Actually, I heard the motion would be a motion to reconsider.
Reconsider, right.
Reconsider.
And then it can be seconded by anybody, it doesn't have to be seconded.